In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to take a look at a knife that I've been really excited to get my hands on for quite a while now. I'm talking about the TOPS Fieldcraft Folder. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. And the folks at TOPS Knives were kind enough to send me one of their Fieldcraft folders so I could show it to you. This is kind of, a lot of people consider this one the folding TOPS Bob knife. And this one was a long time in development, a long time in actually bringing it to fruition. I know probably a couple of years worth of R&D and tweaking and getting this thing right. It's been out for a little over a year now, I think. And I was able to convince the folks at TOPS. I didn't have to do much convincing. They were kind enough to send me one of these so I could show it to you. And I like to show you right there off the bat, like every TOPS knife, as you can see, it says it is made in the USA. This one is, again, a folding knife, so we're not gonna do everything that we would do with a fixed blade, and we'll talk about that. But we are gonna show you the details. We're gonna do some folding knife stuff, and we're gonna do that right after this word from one of our sponsors, because everybody's got bills to pay, right? And I just want to tell you that if you want to support the channel and really save yourself a lot of money, the best place to do that, in my opinion right now, is Big Daddy Unlimited. I'm a Big Daddy Unlimited member. I buy stuff there, I spend money there, and I save money there. And if you're like me, if you like things with blades and things with barrels and all kinds of other cool outdoor things, you'll probably save some money there too. The way it works is they're a membership site. You pay 10 bucks a month or 99 bucks a year to be a member, and doing so gives you the privilege of being able to buy stuff at near wholesale prices. And that sounds like a bunch of hype, but I promise you it is not. Everything that I bought has been at the lowest price I could find anywhere, I mean anywhere. That's Big Daddy Unlimited. And if you use the link in the video description below, you can get your first 30-day subscription for just 99 cents. Check it out, see if you think it'll save you money. Like I said, they're not just a sponsor. I'm a member, have been for a couple of years. I've saved money every single year over my membership. So if you check them out through my link, they'll throw me a couple of bucks for introducing them. So it's a really easy way to help support the channel and save money at the same time. Big Daddy Unlimited. So anyway, now let's talk about this TOPS folding Fieldcraft knife. And I think the BOB knife, the Bob knife, is actually, that was the Brothers of Bushcraft is what that stood for. The fixed blade is actually the TOPS Fieldcraft knife too. So that's why they named this one that way. But there's no BOB on it anywhere. And believe it or not, I'm out here in the woods and I happen to find a stump top. So let me take you down to the old stump top here and we'll talk about the specs of this thing, and then we'll get to doing some of that knife stuff. Okay, so here is the TOPS Fieldcraft Folder. The overall length of this knife from stem to stern is 9.88 inches. Features a 4.38 inch blade length with a 4.38 inch cutting length. The closed length is 5.5 inch. The blade thickness is 0.16 inches and the blade steel is 1095 with a Rockwell hardness of 56 to 58, and it features a black Cerakote finish. The handle material is tan canvas micarta and it weighs 7.5 ounces knife alone. The knife comes with a really nice brown leather sheath. This is available for that you can modify for either scout carry or regular belt carry, and weight with the sheath is 11.2 ounces. I'll let you do the math for the sheath weight because I'm not doing math on camera. This knife is designed by TOPS Leo Espinoza. And the price of this knife on TOPS website is about $270. So not a low budget knife, but a very solid folder. A couple other things to show you. I've just got some jimping right here on back of the blade, and that's reasonably aggressive, but it's not too sharp. And then has a reversible pocket clip that you can either just reverse it or remove it. And then it has bow drill divots on both sides of the handle. This one's under the pocket clip, obviously. It is a liner lock design. It's got a little thumb kind of hole here thing, but honestly I found it's going to be a two-hand opening kind of knife. This is not a quick deploy tactical knife. This is a working outdoor knife. It fits in the sheath with the thumb clip, pocket clip, but if you don't want to use the pocket clip, you can take that out. And there is no lanyard hole here, by the way. So I guess you can loop a lanyard around that post right there if you wanted to. All right, now instead of me standing here awkwardly trying to keep this thing in camera, let's get to doing some knife stuff. Okay, I want to read you something before we start this. This is on their website. It says, note, while the Fieldcraft folder has been tested and abused to ensure a quality product, it is still a folding knife. As such, batoning and other hard use techniques that many fixed blades will handle will not be covered under this knife's warranty. So I want to be clear about that, because what I'm about to do is not going to be covered under the warranty, but we're going to do a little bit of batoning. Nothing major. We're not splitting logs to build a house, but I do want to go ahead. I'm going to baton this little branch off of here so we can use it to do some kind of outdoorsy kind of stuff. But first, almost forgot, we need to test the edge on this thing, and there's no better way to do that I can think of than with the redneck sharp test. So, you know, I like to test the sharpness and the edge of knives straight out of the box, and this is no exception. So this thing looks really, really sharp. You see, just give you a little close up to the whole knife because it's real pretty. But anyway, let's see how she does on the redneck sharp test. Okay, can you see that hair there? Can you see it there? Maybe I was in the wrong place for you to see that. I'm trying to get it on camera here. Can you see that now? What? Oh man, she's redneck sharp for sure. Let me fold this up again so I don't trip on the way back to the old stump top and hurt myself. Leo, if you're watching, I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to tear your knife up. I'm going to do my best not to. But we are going to do a little bit of light batoning just to try to cut through this, because I don't have a saw with me. And you can see immediately when you start batoning, it popped the liner lock, which is okay. This is a folder. That's not a fail, okay? We're gonna leave it pops a little bit where we're not putting a lot of tension on it, on the old hinge, and just do some light chopping through here. Now this is what you might have to do if you needed to. And it's okay to go ahead and close this thing up part of the way. It's what you might have to do if you need to get through something. This is what you had with you, right? You might need to cut yourself a walking stick or some sort of a cane if you're injured. You might need to get through this for some reason, and you certainly don't want to damage your survival tool, your knife. So again, it's about knowing limitations and not exceeding them and not doing stupid stuff. I don't consider this stupid stuff, nor do I consider it a failure if this liner lock doesn't hold during batoning, because it's really not intended to. So a failure would be something that a knife doesn't do what it's intended to do, in my opinion. So there we go. Now we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna open it back up, make sure it's locked, because the liner lock works pretty well. And then we'll just see if we can carve it out like that. You can certainly always beaver chew something and get it through. And this is like semi-green, semi-dead. It was down, but it's probably only been down a few weeks, maybe from the storm. So you can definitely always do that. And you can break it like that. So a couple different ways you can carve with this thing, and you can carve with any knife actually, not just this thing. But we'll go ahead and now move that out of the way. And I'm gonna do one more little bit of batoning just because I can't help myself. So let's see if we can. So all the way through, cleanly through. So I thought what we'd do now is maybe see about making some feathers. Okay, we got a little rain coming now, so I'm gonna have to hurry this bad boy up. So let's just see if we can carve some stuff on this thing. Mostly I just want to use it and see how it feels in your hand, in my hand actually. I can't tell how it feels in your hand. And try that. So it's starting to rain for sure now, so may not be able to get a whole lot of testing done here. But carve this off. I can tell right now for me, the pocket clip would have to go, and I would use the belt sheath. Try to carve just a few feathers, thin feathers, and see, maybe we can get us a little fire thing started here just for a minute. Starting to rain. There's like a 70% chance of rain this afternoon. I was trying to beat this. Doesn't look like I'm going to. And these also doesn't look like they're going to strike very well because they look pretty damp. So let's talk about my first kind of my first impressions just from doing this little bit of work here. The pocket clip for me has got to go. It's got some kind of sharpest edges. They're definitely not relieved very much, and it hurts my hand right there when I'm squeezing it. And then this jimping, it hurts my little thumb, so I'm not a big fan of jimping anyway. But let's see if we can just chop this off here. Start with something round. I'm trying to beat the rain. Okay, so if we want to make a notch here for a trap or something like that, or for any sort of a camp craft, then, because it's Fieldcraft knife is the name of it. So the question is, can you use it for field craft, crafty stuff? And a lot of crafty stuff you might need to do would be notching and, you know, making, whether it's for making traps or whether it's for making camp gadgets, as we call them in Boy Scouts, or anything like that. And it cuts very, very cleanly. It's got a really good sized blade, like 4.8 inches again. Super solid there. Again, not designed to be batoned, but you saw it did some reasonably decent light batoning. Let's do one more thing. I just happen to have some fat wood with me. We're gonna see how well this thing does on some fat wood. Carving some itsy bitsy little tiny curls. That should be good there. Now, I don't think this thing's gonna strike a ferro rod. I really, really don't, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I left my Exotac XL ferro rod at home. Shame on me. So I've got the standard XL ferro rod, which is a great ferro rod, but what I don't like about it is the striker is really little. And somebody admonished me on my video, said, don't I know that the handle makes an extended handle for the ferro rod? Yeah, it does, but that's not where I usually have a problem. I usually have a problem with the striker itself. So anyway, we're gonna try this. This is extremely rounded on the spine, though. I'm real sure it's not gonna strike a ferro rod, but yeah, no, not at all. So, but you know me, any excuse to set some fat wood on fire is enough excuse. So let's see what we can do with this little Exotac striker that I don't like very much. Starting to rain more now, so I got to wrap this up real quick. There we go. Any excuse to make a fire. Chuck Norris knows Victoria's Secret. Okay, I really am going to wrap this up now. No balance test on a folder. You know that. So anyway, I know that wasn't a really exhaustive test, this thing, but again, I just wanted to see how well it works. I'll give you my initial take on it, my initial observations. And as you can see, I'm wearing some gloves now. That really did make a huge difference in using it. I don't normally wear gloves. When I do, I wear the mechanics gloves. These are the best gloves, outdoor gloves or functional gloves I've ever used. Anyway, it's the TOPS Fieldcraft Folder. Pros and cons. Pros, it's a big, beefy, very, very sharp blade from the factory. It's got a great edge on it. It's a Scandi grind, modified TOPS Scandi grind with a little bit of secondary bevel on it. Pretty easy to keep sharp. 1095, great, still easy to keep sharp. It's big enough to really use and do some serious carving and serious kind of task with it. But again, it's not designed for batoning, and a lot of people think you shouldn't baton any knife. You should have an axe with you. So if you're one of those people, this might be a great outdoor knife for you, because it's a really solid, beefy folding knife. The only real cons for me, and it's not really a con, it's just that I would take the pocket clip off and use the really nice leather belt sheath, or just stick it in your pocket, because for me, especially right-handed, this thing that digs right into my palm right here, and using some really, some hard carving stuff, it absolutely did not feel good. Again, not intended for batoning, but it did do a little light batoning. It popped the lock on it, but it didn't seem to hurt the hinge at all. Very, very solid, well designed. I mean, it is completely rock solid, very sharp, and very capable knife. So if you're looking for a big outdoor folder, not a tactical knife, not a quick deploy knife, but just a big outdoor folder with the TOPS quality, this could be a real good one for you. So I gotta say, I like it. You knew I was gonna like it as soon as you saw it, right? Because it's got a blade on it, and it's made in the USA. That's the TOPS Fieldcraft Folder. Look at it, fits right in there. That nice old school leather sheath. So anyway, thanks again to the folks at TOPS for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. By the way, I put out a new video every Friday and Saturday. If you want to support the channel financially, not only you can do so and save yourself some money by going to Big Daddy Unlimited, but you can also go to patreon.com/survivalonpurpose and become a Patreon supporter of the channel. And if you want to find out the super secret benefits for doing so, you're going to have to go to survivalonpurpose.com/subscribe and get signed up for my weekly email newsletter, because I just can't tell you in public what the benefits are. So there's that. So anyway, I really appreciate your support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time.